Think by Thompson, Sin City by MD Point, Kids in Love by Wally, Toxic by Bastamon, and Cold Sweat by Santana. So this match will of course be between CarlJr, Tween, Revo and Nevermind. So to run you all through this map will be run Marius through it as well. So relatively fast start to this, as quite a tight right-hander coming up here. I'll have a little jump into it. Kind of long sweeping lefty, you need to kind of watch out for the outside there. And another long right. And one of the first kind of really important parts of this map would be this kind of long left-hander, because you want to keep your gear and not get a little bit of air time. Make sure no air time going through here. You can go inside or outside pole there. Now it seems the favourite is inside pole. A little jump here to the left. And also a long left-hander here bringing us onto a quarter pipe. Can see a few players making some mistakes there. Now right-hander onto the real contention point of this map, which is the finish. This rooftop block where you need to get yourself quite far down on the roof and then generate yourself a little bit of a jump so you can make the risky finish. See, Nevermind just getting himself in there on time. So there we go. So I'll start us off with round number 1 on Makes You Think by Thompson. We will start off with Revolution of Molotovs and Marshmallows from Germany. So already not the best start from him. 1700s behind. Ooh, Carl already made a mistake though. So perhaps what we were saying was not really of the case. He has made a mistake already, but nevertheless only the first round. There's here Tween and Nevermind fighting for the lead. Through this long left-hander I was talking about here, Nevermind get a bit more speed. It looks like Tween get a gear down, so you can see here Nevermind extending a bit of a lead. And Revolution overtaking Tween as well here. Not sure what happened, maybe got a bit of a touch there. And Nevermind, the underdog of this match, is leading it at the moment, but he is being chased by his teammate Revolution. All coming down to this ending though. Can Nevermind do it without issue, or will Revolution catch him? He does it no problem. Tween nearly stole it in there with a 104.7, but Nevermind takes first, Revo second, Tween third, and Carl last. So, bit of a shaky start for Carl there, wouldn't you say, Marius?
Yeah, definitely, but as you said, it was just the first round, and well, a very good start for the two M&M guys. And did we see Tween make a mistake? Yes, Tween actually is falling behind already at the start, so he finds in the position that Carl faced in the last round. At the top it's still very close, though Revolution now lost some time, and now he makes a big crash, so Revolution will probably get last in this round. On the top we have CarlJr and again Nevermind, who starts really well into this match and fights for the 10 points here. Both go inside pole, but Carl exits with more speed and gets a bigger lead now, so he basically can save it already a bit until the finish line. He's just to finish and the last drift to get, oh, and Nevermind with a big mistake that puts Tween into second place. CarlJr takes first, so who's third? Revolution is on third place now, wow. So Nevermind fall back to the fourth place.
That was quite an interesting round though, especially with Tween making the early mistake and still managed to recover to quite a good time there. So that was impressive by him, but we do have two kind of groups of players split already. Tween and Revo on 10, and Nevermind and Carl on 13. So we'll go with oops, that's cam 0. We'll go with Nevermind for the start of this next round. So thankfully no mistakes been made early on this time, so no players will have to be playing catch up. And Revo makes it through this section no problem, but the same cannot be said for his teammate. Nevermind does unfortunately clip the wall going through there. And now CarlJr in the lead, being chased down by Tween and Revolution, but looks as if Tween again get the gear down going through there and has been overtaken by Revolution. So the three we expected to be battling out for the match as a whole are battling out in this round. We see Tween actually overtaking Revolution again. but Revel going for the more inside line there. Oh, going really close to the inside, and he's pretty much inside Tween here at the moment. Tween going for the wider line though. Who's going to have the better part on the rooftop? Tween goes a bit further down, and he gets it. Carl failed the finish. But that's the danger of a finish like this. But realistically, a player like Carl with so much experience should know in a situation like that he should save a finish, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was also surprised that he failed it in this round. He lost 10 points with that. Well, even more because other players scored more points now. And now he finds on last place again. Well, he overtakes Nevermind with more speed. He broke a different line, but he is only at 3rd place at the moment. At the top we have Tween, not anymore, as he crashed into the wall in this turn. That puts him dead last in this round. We don't have a really fight now in this round. We got Revolution in the lead, and he has quite a good lead actually over CarlJr. So he might take the 10.0. Carl goes for white line at the jump, but he stays in front of Nevermind and could secure 2nd place. Or will Nevermind attack him at the last turn? Let's see. No. Now it's just a finish jump. Can everyone do it? Revolution going for a good jump. It was also very close for CarlJr again. Just jumping too far to the inside. But he managed to get the finish and score 6 points. Or is it really 10-6-4-3?
Yeah, that's the points they're going for. Yeah, I believe they just recently changed it. They have also implemented, if you did not see, a tactical timeout, which has now been implemented. So at any time, the players can hit /pause, I believe it is, which will initiate a 2-minute timeout. So the players can use that for whatever reason, but they can only use it once per match and only after the first map. So this will be a second map, Sin City, so I'll give you guys a quick run through it. A tight early turn already, which leads into a long right-hand, which you need a good angle for. And then another continues into another apexing to kind of reach there, a jump into a long kind of hairpin left. One of the most important turns in this track is this right-hander here, because you can go for an inside apex to it like Revolution is going for, but you want to keep as much speed going out of it as possible. A little jump down to the left here, and then another kind of long right there. So this is a track for a lot of long corners, it must be said, like another long left here and another one coming up. So I guess this track will be a lot about keeping your speed through these very long corners, which is certainly not something that comes on its own. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. This finish can be a bit difficult as well. You need to go through the side of that CP, and you can quite easily get a no drift there, since there's a border just straight after you go through that checkpoint. So an interesting map, one with a lot of turns that can catch you out, but hopefully the players will manage to get through it no problem. Right, my GLHF, and we will head on with round number 1, and I'll take a look at Tween for this round. So we'll see if Sin City catches anyone out at the start. Oh, I see already the two M&M players dropping down very slightly. See Nevermind just slightly behind, and Revolution slightly further. Tween being the only one that goes over the dirt there. I'm really not sure what would be faster out of the two. I guess it just depends on your line. CarlJr, however, is leading the race at the moment, but he has been hunted by Tween. Goes for a bit of a stranger line going through there, allowing Carl the opportunity to overtake him. But the battle, we have seen so many battles between these two players in historic ESW seasons, such online competitions even. Of course, it's one of those battles that never gets old, and Tween's showing us why. Real back and forth between the two of them. Was that a mistake by Carl? It was. He actually falls down to the back. And now we go back to Tween, who has a comfortable lead here to take into the last corner with a point-free advantage, and secures round number 1 with a very respectable time of a 104.8. And now our first tactical timeout has been called. So if you were a player in this sort of match, Marius, and you had a tactical timeout, at what kind of condition would you use it? Like, what would you use it for?
go to toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw Massa do that yesterday. Yesterday, the previous match. He used a tactical timeout, and everyone's like, "Oh, is he gonna use it to calm down? Is he gonna use it to refocus?" No, he's just using it to go and get a drink. So,
well, I never saw something like that in Trackmania until now.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting.
It'll be very interesting to see how the players use it mostly. I think the ones
but we can't really see it.
Yeah, well, we can kind of get an idea when we look at like what's happening in the round. Like, for example, we saw Ager, who took a tactical timeout in one of the matches previous, who he done it after making a lot of mistakes. So that would be kind of understandable if you're kind of going in a kind of tilt mode. You just want to take a breather, just want to like set your mind at ease and reset yourself so that you're not just kind of smashing your head against the wall, as it were. So I've certainly been in that position before, I must be honest. Well, that gives me flashbacks to the TMPL qualifiers, but the less said about those the better. It must be honest. So what do you think of the map packs so far, Marius, out of the two that you've seen? So Sin City and Makes You Think.
Yeah, well, the first map I already saw. This was the one that I knew, and probably there's also a second one that I know already.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one is new for me, and well, it seems to be pretty flowy, this map. Not too difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not so many tight parts, but maybe I'm wrong.
But yeah, I think you're right, not too many tight parts, which is important for this because it gives the players a bit of margin for error, but just a bit ahead into round number 2.
So let's see how CarlJr will perform after his tactical break. Well, he finds himself on the last position at the no-slide start. But as we speak of no-slide, Nevermind got one in the first drift turn and falls back to last place. Also never a Revolution lost some time. Oh, and Nevermind with another big mistake, but he probably still can finish. So we got Tween in the lead, and CarlJr is already a bit behind, and it will be difficult for him to catch up to Tween. And as I just know that we have the point system 10-6-4-3, first places are very important, of course. So this is what he needs. At the moment he's on the last position, and this is a bit surprising, but okay, we expected a rough start for him as he was not warmed up that much. Anyway, he needs first places to get closer to the other guys. In this round though, Tween is holding the lead, saving it through the finish, and takes the 10-pointer. CarlJr gets second, Revolution third, and Nevermind fourth.
Mm-hmm.
That means Tween extends his lead in the total standings.
Yes, Tween brings himself up to 43. We see Revo down in 36. Carl does eventually catch up to Nevermind on 28 points, so the road to recovery is on. Maybe his rough start is kind of over now, but exactly as you picked up on there, the first places are really important in matches like these because, I mean, you see Tween, who's been getting a lot of first places, has already got a good points gap, not only over Revolution, who's in second, who we're focusing on now, but also over Carl and Nevermind. In the event that Carl does get a full head of steam going, Tween will have a buffer zone, which will be really important, as it'll be very hard to stop CarlJr, but Revolution went straight into the wall there, turned in a bit too early and did crash, so he will be able to finish though. But we fast forward to Nevermind, who does join his teammate Revolution in the crashing, and now it is down to once again Carl and Tween going into the ending on Sin City. Carl got a bit more of an inside line there, Tween going for more speed through this turn, and he will get it a bit of a less smooth landing, but he will not be able to catch up on Carl in this round and will have to settle for second place, but a 104.67 being driven by CarlJr, which is only less than 0.3 from the world record, so certainly not on bad form, but maybe needs a bit more consistency.
Yeah, we will see how he will perform later, but this round definitely was a very good time. Now he just needs to be more consistent over the match, and we saw the first mistake already again at the start by Nevermind. So he falls back again, and well, he's already last in points now, at 28 points. Did he finish last round?
He
Actually,
did
think
last,
he
I
had
believe.
28 before.
Oh no, you're right. He didn't finish.
So, and like previous round, we got Tween and CarlJr fighting for the first place, and Revolution is a bit behind, out of the battle at the moment, but not too far behind, so maybe he can catch up. But he lost some more time in this left-hander, so let's stick to the battle in front. CarlJr versus Tween for the third time in this map. The third time in a row, and it will be very close. CarlJr with a little bit more speed, and Tween with a nose slide. As you said, it's a risky part, and now he also struggles to go into the safe finish and falls back to last place. Revolution takes the second place, and Nevermind the third. CarlJr with another very good time, so the consistency is back now, and yeah. He got 2 wins, and now he's just 4 points behind Tween. That's how quick it goes with this point system.
Yeah, exactly. This point system as well. It's you know, perhaps now we're seeing him back. He's in the zone now. Hopefully we'll be seeing some more good times going ahead. But one thing that I did notice though is his notable absence from the world records. Whereas throughout the group stage there was a lot of maps where he was taking the top times on, but of course I've heard much backed up by the fact he was, you know, through exams and things like that today, that he's not had as much time to train these these maps, pardon me. I believe he actually just went outside pole there, but of course coming up here, we'll do a quick run through of the last stage of this map. Very fast left-hander here, you want to, if possible, keep your gear. A very risky right-hander here, you want to take as much speed going through that as possible, and Carl going for the ZRT finish. So a double kind of right-hander here for Tween, carrying on just a bit further into another further right-hander, and he kind of jumps into the left here, and this is a very important turn. You want to take as much speed out of that as possible, and you need to be careful you don't get airtime here. Jump through the fake finish and over the swimming pool and into the finish. So round number 1 will be started off momentarily. We do see Nevermind here on 32 points, so it's a gap of 20 points between first and last, which isn't a massive gap, but it's certainly something that Nevermind may struggle to recover from. But we'll have a look at him this round and see what he can do. Of course, Tween still in the lead in points, but only by 4 points. So, but Nevermind off to a good start here, but he does lose all of his time going through there and does touch on the inside of that kind of wall there. So Tween got a lot of speed going through there and did overtake Revolution and Carl going through there. Did allow Carl a chance to get back into that corner there, but he is still holding a good lead here at the moment, and he gets good exit speed there. But Carl even better, overtaking his Carl, and he's going for it through this left-hander. Doesn't get as much exit speed through there due to his tight line, allowing Tween an option to get back into the match. And Revolution as well is here to play. He's here for the first positions as well. He does not want to be counted out, and it's all going to come down to this last corner. Tween with the wide line, I believe he did fail it. Carl actually coming out on top. Will he have the speed? He will, and he'll get himself into the finish for 105.108. Revolution taking second, Tween in third, and where's Nevermind? Nevermind does not finish, so that's going to be really unfortunate for Nevermind, which now finds himself 20 points behind third position, actually.
Yeah, he's falling back in the match now after his really good start. And at the top we have a very close fight between Carl, Tween and Revolution in the points. Very interesting map, I must say. There are 2 hairpins, you don't see that often. Looks very difficult. So let's see, this round we also see Nevermind crashed again, also Revolution crashed, so they are in a fight for third place now, the 2 M&M players. CarlJr and Tween are again in the top, with Tween in the lead. Oh, but he crashes in this turn, so CarlJr takes the lead again in this turn, also in this round, and now he has a very easy round actually to just save it into the finish. But he's in front of his first time of the first round. So it might be a 104 in the finish, depending on how much risk he takes here. There we go. So CarlJr takes first with a 104.91. Tween still gets second place, right in front of Nevermind, and Revolution got last in this round, and will lose some ground on CarlJr and Tween, who just continue to get first and second places.
Yeah, I mean, Carl's now kind of starting to assert his performance here, but what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of mistakes being made, so perhaps it's even been handed to him on a plate. I mean, he's getting the times in, but perhaps we need to maybe be saying perhaps even a timeout from one of the M&M guys, get the focus back on, because they're beginning to lose ground, as you said, on Tween and Carl here. Now Revolution looking to reverse that and looking to get himself back up to the top 2 positions. And we do see he is still in first place, but you see Tween very close here. He did make a mistake through there last time, but this time it's Carl who falls slightly down in that corner. Does cut himself quickly, cut himself inside through that corner. Revolution, though, going too wide there, clips the half pipe and then the CP and does crash, and it should be an easy end there for Tween to take a round, but will Carl have the speed? He does not, so the round should go to Tween. 10 points for him, but Carl is right behind him to limit any possible damage any possible damage Tween can do to his points lead. Nevermind finishes off in third, but Revo gets no points at all.
Well, this is crucial. Now Revolution is already 17 points behind Tween. This is a big gap, so the top 2 basically have a good advantage now when they are coming up to the finalist mode later in this match. We saw another crash already, this time again by Revolution, so he falls back more in this match. Nevermind is still in the fights though. Tween didn't get the best start compared to the previous rounds, so he still finds behind Nevermind on third position. CarlJr has a pretty good lead here and extends the lead in this turn. Tween is taking over second place from Nevermind. Can Nevermind come back from this? Doesn't seem like it. He lost some time already, 2/10. Now he's getting some more speed out of this turn, so but then he crashes. Revolution is also not that far behind, but will stay on third place, so we have CarlJr on the top. Revolution is actually saving the finish now. Tween another second place, Revolution third. Well, it seems that CarlJr is now back in the match and back in form. He wins a lot of rounds lately.
Yeah, I believe that's what we'd officially consider as warmed up, I guess.
Yeah.
That he's managing to get all of these good times now, and he's extended his lead to 6 points. It's not, a mammoth of a gap, but it's certainly something that a player of his caliber can work with. So one of the most interesting maps, I would say here, Toxic by Bastamon, coming up here. So I must admit, actually finding this map the first time, and I needed help to actually find a way on it, but you guys might see what I mean. But it's a very, very good map. Of course, it uses a lot of reuse and things like that. A little jump to the left here past these black pillars, and a long left hand here where you need to worry about keeping your gear as much as possible. Then we've got another kind of sharp right here, taking us through the start-finish block once again, through the same 2 pillars that we jumped past a while ago, onto a rooftop block for a long right, and going into a kind of fast section here with a left-hander going down the hill along this blue part, and a nice long left-hand kind of hairpin there, and bring us into a right-hander which is quite tight. There's obstacles on the left-hand right, taking us into a nice jump turn, again kind of reusing one of the same pieces of track he was previously, with a long right-hander, and as well a nice fast left hand downhill end into what is a bit of a tricky finish, jumping through that little block there. We saw Pac actually ruining his finalist attempt when he was a second in front because he crashed into the roof of that. So I mean, it certainly can do some damage to the players, it must be said, but here we go with round number 1. So let's watch Revolution, see if he can make any sort of inroads back into the top 2 positions for this match. He is now 19 points behind. And here we go. So Revolution off to a good start though, but he gets a bit of a wide jump here, so he will kind of jump into this long left-hander, but he keeps his gear. It's a bit of a wide entry though, but I'm sure he'll be happy as long as he's ahead, and he is by 1200s, but not anymore, as he clips the inside there, and he falls all the way back behind Nevermind. But now Carl and Tween are the ones fighting for the first and second places. They both go for a kind of as little sliding as possible, just so they save as much time and don't lose as much speed as possible. By this long right-hander, Tween looking to catch up, get his nose in front here. Nearly a kind of cut jump there, going very close to the CP was Tween there. Maybe had a bit of an adjustment to make there, allowing Carl to get a bit of breathing space, 2/10 ahead of what Carl should use to secure this round. Tween get a little bit close, but he eventually got it there. So 105.8 by Carl, 105.9 with 10 points going to Carl, 6 points to Tween, 4 to Nevermind, and 3 to Revolution. So we're seeing a lot of Carl and Tween in the top 2 and Revolution and Nevermind in the bottom 2.
Yeah, Revolution now really has to step up his game if he wants to compete for the top 2 in this match. We see Nevermind with another crash, so he's basically pretty much out of this round, also maybe because out of the match already. Anyway, CarlJr and Tween also got a very good start again and find themselves on first and second place again. And Revolution has another not that great turn, makes the jump, but he's half a second behind CarlJr and Tween already, so let's see what the 2 players at the top will do this time. Tween tries a little bit tries a different line and takes more speed out of this turn. Now takes the lead on the inside. Now comes the long jump. CarlJr jumps more to the left, has a better angle for this turn maybe. Then he goes to the inside but loses some time because he got airtime there. So Tween goes into the lead again, and with the inside line in the last turn he overtakes CarlJr, who crashed actually. Yeah, who made a mistake. He's 1.8 seconds behind Tween in this round in the finish. So he falls back to third and Revolution grabs the second place. But still he lost some more ground to the second place in the overall standings, as Tween got the 10-pointer.
So I mean, it's kind of important there for Carl as well, as normally when these players are beating each other it's only 4 points between first and second, but of course as he fell down to third there, that's extra points Tween gains back on him, only 4 points behind now. But if we look at Carl here, he's off to a hell of a start here at the moment, already 0.1 of ahead of his closest opponent. However, Tween looking to battle back here and get a much better start here, but it's just almost showing the difference between these 2 sets of players, and Tween and Carl. Not in any way to say that Revolution and Nevermind are at a class below in any sense, but more that Tween and Carl are really hitting their form, whereas Revolution and Nevermind are struggling to do the same very clearly. At least they're on clean rounds here, but a big mistake by Tween. At least going for some stunt points there, but those are not the points that he's needing, and he's not going to be getting any points from this round whatsoever. So that will be curtains for Tween's round, and he will stay on 94 points, with Carl getting a full 10 points, which will give him now 14 points of an advantage over Tween, and now bringing himself very close to finalist mode.
Exactly. So actually Tween, CarlJr wants second place now, I guess, because 2 second places would be enough to reach finalist. So if he drives 2 safe rounds in the next 2 rounds, then he might get it easily. Of course, 1 win is also very nice, because then he will get finalist definitely after 2 rounds if he just finishes. He finds himself at the top, but Revolution is still fighting with him, and Tween finds himself on the last place. And what did CarlJr do? He crashed into the wall right before the jump, and can he finish this round? Yes, very low speed now. We will see later. He definitely gets last place in this round, for sure. So Tween now in the lead again after he had a not that great start. He overtook all players. Nevermind got low speed here, falls back to the 3rd position, and Revolution is now the one who can deny the win to Tween, and he has to, but it doesn't look good for him. We are already in the last turn, and Tween seems to take 1st place, and Nevermind came back in the very last turn and overtook Revolution by 9,000. So he steals his teammate some points in the fight for 2nd. And Tween comes closer now again to CarlJr.
I'm sure there'll be a bit of words exchange between those two if they're on Discord together, with Nevermind sniping Revolution's time here. But another important point to take into account here as well is, even if the battle for, as in Revolution, is going to struggle to catch up with Nevermind, with Tween, is that if CarlJr and Tween close out the match, much like the group stages, it will mean that whoever is closest to whoever has 3rd by the time the match ends will take the 3rd place. So, just to answer the question, 7 seconds is the timeout, so much lower than your kind of normal team tournaments. It seems everyone's going for a little flip here through that little quarter pipe. Carl doesn't go for it, but this is a very interesting map. This is the map that has a lot of choke points, as I like to say. It's got a lot of points where the walls are quite close on 2 sides, you know, where like you see here from watching Carl, you need to do the jump down there between the pole, the wall, and then through the CP, and then you need to go along through here, and there's another kind of tight long right-hander there. So it's a track we're gonna need to see a lot of precision from the players. Not just that, of course, but precision is one of the first things to go when you start kind of losing your nerve a little bit. So maybe when we see the pressures getting to the players, this map might be the most lethal to them. Certainly, we've seen quite a few finish fails on this track as well, so it's definitely one to watch out for. But we'll see how the players manage to do it. The GLHF's being written, and we will be underway. See, the chat don't agree with me. It's an interesting map. You might not think it's a good map, but it's definitely interesting. Anyway, round number 1 on Cold Sweat by Santana. We will kick it off with Nevermind, who is currently at the bottom on 60 points, but certainly no gap is too far until the match is finished. Nevermind keeping himself good going through this start, and as I say that, unfortunately, Caster's Curse strikes and takes Nevermind out of the round. And we move forward up to Tween, who is currently in 3rd place at the moment. But look at this battle between Revolution and CarlJr. We've got a lovely bird's eye view of it from Tween, and he denies me, but never mind. Revolution crashes on the outside as well, so Carl being gifted around here pretty much. Easy around here for Carl with all the other players crashing, and they will be forced to settle for lower points, of which Carl, most importantly, will now go on to finalist mode as long as he gets this finish, no problem. And he will have quite a gap over Tween, and there he goes, a 105.056. Tween does get 2nd though, so that means Tween stays within 1 round's gap compared to Carl. So Tween has the opportunity, if he wins a round, to be on a double finalist with Carl.
Exactly, but CarlJr got the first opportunity now to close out this match and take the win. So let's see how he will do it. Revolution already crashed in this round and finds himself quite far behind. Also Nevermind crashed, so it's just a battle between Tween and CarlJr. So can Tween deny CarlJr here the win maybe and take the first place in this match? At the moment, it seems that CarlJr will take it. He got a very good line through the off-road part with a lot of speed, but Tween comes back here with more speed after this right-hander and on this off-road section. So it's very close again. Still, CarlJr has the upper hand, but he loses some time here. And Tween, with a very sick line, goes into the lead and, well, has like 2/10 advantage already to CarlJr, so it looks very good to, for Tween now. And CarlJr come back? No, he tried everything, but he crashed, so Tween takes the first place, and we will have 2 finalists in the next round.
A very good time there by Tween as well, a 104.3, course, the world record on this, a 1:03.808. I believe that is actually the fastest time that's been run so far. But here we go, our first finalist round with, sorry, our first round with two finalists, pardon me, contested between Carl and Tween. So will it be between Carl and Tween once again, or will Nevermind or Revolution have something to say about it? Revolution is only down on 88 points here. So now is a time like no other to get himself back in this match, as well as Nevermind, who is on 64 points here, but Carl seems to be taking command of this round here. Revolution's already dropped further behind. Nevermind's been overtaken, so it is now down to Tween to see if he can beat Carl here. But Tween cuts a bit too close there to the inside and almost does a backflip there, but will not finish in the top position as a result of that crash. So CarlJr with a 0.8 advantage over his closest opponent. As long as he safes this ending, should have it no problem. Had to release a little bit there. Of course, he can get away with it due to the size of the gap he has, and he finishes in first place no problem. So CarlJr, as a lot of people expect, takes first place with a 1:04.7. So GG to Carl.
Definitely GG. He strikes again in the finalist mode. He's doing a very good performance in this round and beats Tween and the other players. So first place for him. And now Tween is the next player to finish it out. Or can the M&M guys maybe do something against this? At the moment nobody crashed, but Revolution finds himself a little bit behind, and here, oh, now Nevermind with a big crash in this transition, and Tween got it very well and extended his gap to Revolution, who also crashed now. So yeah, maybe they already gave up a bit. The distance is too big and the points, and Tween is too consistent and too fast. He will probably do it in this round, and then we got CarlJr and Tween going to the next round in the winner bracket. So let's see. He got a big lead over Revolution, 1.7 seconds. He only has to save the finish jump, but I'm sure he will do. Yes, there we go. Second place for Tween in this match. GG.
Yeah, so there we go. We have ended out with kind of as a lot of people expected at the very least. I mean, a few went with the bold picks of Revolution going through at least one of the positions perhaps, but it was not to be had. It was a bit of a disappointing performance from the man from Germany, but what can you do against, you know, CarlJr and Tween, such renowned figures of the game? Of course, as Marius said, CarlJr taking first, Tween taking second, Revolution third, and Nevermind fourth.